Hello, Sandman Nation. It was another great weekend of football, unless you're a Longhorn fan. Pat's ancestors proved they are indeed for real. South Carolina should change their name to the Game Chokes. And spoiler alert, even when the Chiefs lose, they still annoy me. But there is nothing annoying about doing this show each week with you two gentlemen. So let's get into it because it is time to enter Sandman Sports. Hello, Mr. Sandman. Hello, Mr. Clyde. How you boys doing today?
What's up, boys?
Fantastic.
Yeah, you're looking good. Both looking good. All right.
Feeling
good. You boys know what time it is. It is time for our random questions of the day. Pat, we are going to start
rather
with
date
you
a
today.
duckbill platypus or what is it this week?
That was.
It would be fun to try to guess Bierman's questions.
Yeah. You can never guess my questions. You can never get in my warped
They're too
mind.
random.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Pat, this one's for you. What alcoholic beverage could an attractive woman order at a bar that would make you immediately walk away and not want to flirt with her? Okay, so you think on that for a minute. I'll come back to you. Bill, are you ready for yours now?
I am ready.
All right.
I got a good answer on that one, too.
All right. Okay. If you had to play in a weekend-long tournament and had a chance to win real money, would you rather it be rock, paper, scissors or checkers?
Oh, my gosh. I'm terrible at both. I suck so bad at checkers. I don't know why. I have to say rock, paper, scissors.
Rock, paper, scissors. All right.
Terrible at checkers.
Okay.
I don't know.
All right.
It's not
what
that
do they
complex.
call it? What do they call it? Rochambeau?
Rochambeau.
Bring on the Rochambeau.
And there are actual like tournaments and stuff for that. I don't know if there are for checkers, but I know
there's a trick. There's a trick to Rochambeau where you can get someone to choose scissors almost every time, and it's you have to ask them a question. Yeah, so if like you and I are about to rock paper scissors, I'll be like, "Oh, how's your day going, Eric?" And you'll be like, "Good, good. All right, here we go." And you'll go rock paper scissors, and you'll throw down scissors almost every time.
Really?
Yeah,
that'd be like
I've tried it. I've tried it.
Does it work?
50% of the time, it works every time. Try it next time.
I'm going rock, paper, scissors. What's so funny is you asked that question, Bierman, and then you said tournament and weekend long, and I was just thinking you were going golf. And then you totally threw me off with the Rochambeau and the checkers. But
golf wouldn't be a random enough question. For this segment.
No. I do better in golf, but yeah.
Back to you, Pat. All right. What alcoholic beverage would just turn you off?
I'm thinking if she walks up to the bar, is like, "Give me a shot of wild turkey." I'm just like, there's no way I can hang. There's no way I can compete. She'll like.
I thought you'd be impressed though. That'd be like, oh, this chick's awesome.
She's got some deeper issues.
I don't want a woman that can drink more than me. That's not a good thing.
It's not good.
Just
I thought if it's like, give me some Rumplemints straight up. Like, no.
You're out.
Goldschlager.
What's the
Goldschlager? Oh God, we have some stories.
On the flip side, I would like a lemon drop. If a girl said a lemon drop, that would kind of
You'd be like, this chick's gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
She's gonna be fun. Yeah.
All right.
But if it's like some serious booze, then no.
Dude, wild turkey. That's
turkey.
Fantastic.
Give me 3 fingers of wild turkey.
I'd be a little nervous if it was Jägermeister. That was gonna
Jaeger might be.
She parties if she's ordering Jaeger shots.
We may have to do that in an opening someday. Just talk about the worst. I know we have talked about alcohol before, but I don't know if we've really gotten into all the worst.
That'd be a good
Jaeger
one.
is just terrible.
Jaeger, all it takes is one bad night, and then you'll never touch it again. like Hot 100 or Jaeger.
Southern Comfort.
I haven't had it since I was 21, and that's.
I'm sure it's bad. A good story.
Oh, God, it was awful. Well, guys, we don't play rock, paper, scissors, and we don't have any Jägermeister on our site, but we do have Bierman Six Pack and a ton of other awesome content that you'll be certain to enjoy. So be sure to check us out at cmansports.com. We publish a ton of new articles every day, covered all the major sports, both from a general sports perspective and from the sports betting lens. So if you like smart, entertaining takes on sports and sports betting, please visit us and be sure to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok, all at Enter CMan Sports. All right, guys, let's get into the opening. So this is going to be a nice one, guys. It's going to be a special one, I think. So as you guys know, every week, ESPN's College Game Day runs a feature that highlights a player, coach, or family who's faced and overcome some type of hardship. These are typically stories about perseverance, love, and resilience that just tug at the heartstrings and remind us about the personal side of sports. So just this past Saturday, it was a really good one, and it is what inspired our opening today. I'm sitting there and I'm watching. I'm like, you know what? This is going to be a good topic for our opening. So on Saturday, they featured Georgia tight end Lawson Luckie, who had offers from a lot of big schools. Notre Dame and Alabama were two near the top of his list, but he chose to stay home and play for the Georgia Bulldogs. And his main reason was not football. It was family. Lawson wanted to stay close to his younger brother, Cannon, who was diagnosed with what's called Fox G1 syndrome as a baby. It's a rare neurological disorder that leaves Cannon, unfortunately, unable to speak and with very limited motor function. Doctors did not expect Cannon to even live past the age of 5, but he's now 13. He's still fighting. Lawson said his decision to stay home was about being there for Cannon and helping his family care for him. It was a great story. I'm sure you can get it on YouTube. It was very powerful, just seeing that kind of love, selflessness, and perspective, really, from a young athlete. It's kind of, it's the best part of sports, frankly, in my opinion, seeing that personal, loving side of people. But for opening today, I want to take just a few minutes to do something similar. I would like each of us to share one or two inspirational or heartwarming stories about sports-related stories that have stayed with you over the years. These can be really for any reason. It can be due to someone dealing with a severely sick or disabled sibling or child or parent, dealing with just a poor upbringing or a tough upbringing, overcoming a health issue, possibly coming back from a severe or, possibly life-ending injury, whatever. The list goes on and on. Just would love to hear any sports stories that have inspired you over the years, however you want to interpret that, but really kind of in the vein of those ESPN Game Day features that I just shared. So, all right, Pat, anything soften your heart, Pat? I mean, anything just make you
Here's the thing. It's funny because I was watching that same thing.
I watched
it. It didn't do anything. And look, maybe I'm cold-hearted.
You are.
But I feel like these are getting watered down. I am. They're getting watered down. There's always these features and they bring in the sad music, and I get it. I just don't, I don't know. You remember when like ESPN did the Rascal Flats would come on, my wish for you, and then like this is my wish feature and like stuff like that. Like every once in a while those would I'd be like, man, there's a lot of dust in the room. But I generally, you can call me cold-hearted. I just don't do it. I'm a cold-hearted person. But there's two that I feel like I always remember. One is DeAndre Hopkins and his mom. I think it was like her ex-boyfriend might have even been his father. I can't remember the story exactly, but threw something in her eyes that blinded her.
Oh my gosh.
So, yeah, Nuge Hopkins, his mom's blind.
I don't know that story.
She'll still go to games and stuff, but she hasn't been able to see her son play football since real young. So that's one. I know he'll score a touchdown and he'll hand the mom the ball. And she'll sit down there still at the games, and someone will tell her what's going on, but she could not see. And that one was tough. And the other one that the guy I always rooted for was Jimmy Graham. Jimmy Graham was basically homeless. Grew up. You remember tight end Jimmy Graham?
Oh yeah,
played for
Seahawks,
New Orleans, he had Green Bay, and he played a few Seahawks. Yeah. So he played for a few teams, and he was one I always rooted for because I mean he had nothing growing up.
No, I didn't know that either.
Wow, zero, and he made it, and
that's awesome.
Yeah, but those are two. But ultimately, look, I'm cold-hearted. I don't.
Yeah, he just don't give a shit.
There's shit's tough all over. I just don't. I don't. You know. Well, here's the problem. If they wouldn't give me a story every week, like every once in a while, maybe like every month, it gets watered down.
So I don't want. Usually, I actually. Sometimes I will turn it off when it gets to those because I can't handle it every week. But this particular one, I stayed on it because it caught my attention. But you're right. It is a little bit of overkill. I will give you that. I can't handle it all the time.
And I have no soul.
Yeah. Well, there you go. What about you, Bill? Anything jump out of you?
Yeah. I'm so complete opposite of Pat. Complete opposite.
I know.
Every week, I'm not saying I'm looking forward to that segment, but man, especially since my dad died, I feel like these types of things just like hit me even harder. And I mean, I'm not gonna lie, that I had tears with this,
that was
this
a
kid.
good
And
one.
man, his younger bro was a big dude. He was a big kid, 13 years old, and he's like carrying him into bed and then talking to him and kissing him on the forehead and all that stuff. And I'm just like, oh, I mean, I don't know why, but man, I never thought of myself as being super emotional about that type of stuff. But I don't know, as I've gotten older, I guess I'm softer and softer. But anyway, I didn't have any specifics from game day, but I know I've seen all these ones, and every week it feels like it gets me. But I was just going to highlight a couple ones. I was always a Shaq O'Neal fan. Like, I didn't like him because the Sonics and the Lakers rivalry, but he's just, I don't know if you guys follow him at all, but every single time I see Shaq, he is doing something for someone. He might be in a Home Depot and he's buying him a washer and a dryer, or he shows up at some kid's thing and he's throwing something out there, this kid kind of in a Make-A-Wish type fashion. But I just love the athletes that are so fortunate, have so much money, fame, fortune, all the stuff, and they just constantly seem to be giving back. And Shaq, I know, grew up with a military dad, and he always talks about the love that he has for his mom that was instilled from his dad. Like, you better take care of her, basically. And that mentality, I think, just really runs through everything that Shaq does. So anyway, I'm a big fan of Shaq. The other one, and this guy's a pariah in Seattle now, but Russell Wilson, I think I've talked about this on the podcast. Every single Tuesday, which was the off day for the Seahawks, Russell Wilson went to Seattle Children's Hospital and spent time with kids. And never looking for attention. He just did it every single Tuesday. And it's things like that. And Eric, you were mentioning one of the cool sides of sports, I feel like, is players that do that kind of thing for these kids in need, their families that are in need too. And I was just always so impressed with Russ, even though he's turned into a total weirdo since he met Ciara and everything happened with his career. But just a great dude. So those were just a couple I was going to highlight. And it's funny because I was kind of looking forward to your guys's, because I just, like, going back and researching this was kind of hard. I felt like, Pat, I don't know if you were in the same boat, but it's like, I know I love all these stories and everything, but then I was trying to like relate back to some of them.
How do you choose?
Yeah. So anyway, that was it. Bierman, how about you?
So for me, guys, I have one that has stuck with me for 7 or 8 years since I ever first heard about it. I think it's one of the most incredible, heartwarming stories I've ever heard of, at least from a sports perspective, for sure. So it also hits home for me because it involves a guy who went to Miami University at the exact same time that I did. So Dylan McCullough was a running back for Miami University in the early 90s and a standout running back. He ended his career at the time when he graduated as the MAC and Miami record holder for career rushing yards and career carries, was the first Miami football player to lead the team in rushing 4 years in a row. He posted back-to-back 200-yard rushing performances. He topped 1,000 yards rushing in 3 of his 4 seasons. Just an all-around stud, one of the best players to ever play at Miami. After college, he played in the NFL and CFL briefly before going into coaching. He's been assistant coaches for college and pro teams and is currently the running backs coach for the Las Vegas Raiders, who are playing tonight. But this story actually goes back to his birth. He was born to a 16-year-old girl in Youngstown, Ohio, who never told the father she was pregnant and immediately put him up for adoption. He was adopted by a couple in Youngstown, but the couple split not long after, and he was raised only by his adoptive mother. So he had no father figure really in his life when he was young. As he started to get into middle and high school, he started to want to know more about his birth parents, but his adoptive mom just had very little info. So he let it go. He focused on academics, focused on football, became a star in high school, where he was recruited by several schools like Miami, but also Kansas State, where Bob Stoops was an assistant, and Youngstown State, where Jim Tressel was still the head guy at that time. But he really liked Miami, and he really took a taking to the running backs coach at the time. And one of the recruiters, a guy named Sherman Smith, who had played in the NFL for a few years. He would go on to coach in the NFL. Even Bill Seahawks was the running backs. He was the running backs coach from 2010 to 2017. Smith also played at Miami of Ohio and is in their Hall of Fame, just like McCullough is now. He played obviously years before. McCullough and Smith hit it off instantly, formed a strong bond and close relationship. McCullough had found what he had been lacking for all those years, a father figure. A year or two after McCullough came to Miami, though, Smith left to take a job at Illinois. And even though they were no longer on the same team, that bond stayed strong. They stayed in touch, kept the relationship going. McCullough would go on to have a great college career, and as I said, would eventually coach in the NFL and still does today. When he got married years later, had his own kids, he decided he wanted to rekindle the search for his actual parents. He eventually found his birth mother still living in Youngstown. She was very kind, had wanted so badly to find the son that she had reluctantly given up all those years ago as a 16-year-old. So they connected. At one point, he asked her who the father was. And while she had always kept that information private, she had only told like 2 or 3 people ever who the father was. She decided to tell her son. He was a boy that she slept with from Youngstown all those years ago. She had no idea. He had no idea she was ever pregnant. And his name was Sherman Smith. Yes.
Wow.
That Sherman Smith. Incredible. Obviously, at the time, there was a lot of shock and disbelief by all involved. Lots of conversations, even paternity tests, just so everyone could be certain. Because Sherman had his own family at the time. He had no idea that this woman ever was even pregnant. But sure enough, the boy and man who formed that father-son relationship all those years ago officially found out that they were truly, indeed, father and son. And I just remember watching this on ESPN like 8 or 9 years ago, and my jaw just dropped. Like it's just, you couldn't make that shit up. I mean, it's just such a great story.
Wow.
So seeing them all reunite and hug and talk and just realize what was actually happening to them was just so emotional and seriously one of the coolest, craziest, most heartwarming sports stories I've ever seen. So, had you guys ever heard that story before?
No.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
Yeah. Wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a great coach for the Seahawks for a long time.
The ones that always get me, these ones always get me, is when you have like a kid will be at school and they'll be like giving a report and they won't see like their dad sneak in behind, and they in the military,
from like
and they've been gone for like a year, and you're just like, oh my god, their reactions are incredible.
See, you do have a
and
heart,
like,
Pat.
A little bit, but that's it. Yeah. But those ones always get me. Those are
no,
good.
Me too, man. Anything with the fathers and kids, and especially the ones that have been deployed, or mothers, but just anybody that's been deployed for a long time and they're not expecting them to show up. Yeah. Those are phenomenal.
Those are so cool.
Yeah. All right, boys. Well, nice job there. Thank you for sharing some of those nice, inspiring moments. Always good to hear those. But it is time to get into the rest of the show now. Just a moment. We'll do Nailed It for week 11. Then we'll each share our hot takes. Then it's Stone Cold Box time, where collectively we took a slight step back, but yours truly, kept his momentum going with another 2-in-1 week. And finally, we'll wrap up the show with the top 5 that I think will really sing to all of our listeners. And of course, we'll have plenty of fun and shenanigans along the way, including Pat's ranking of his favorite Crayola crayon colors, where, spoiler alert, Tickle Me Pink and Unmellow Yellow may make surprise appearances on his list. Okay, gentlemen, it is time for the segment Sweeping America. It is time for Nailed It. We are back for week 11, and I'll hand it over to Bill in just a moment. But first, just wanted to remind everyone that we still have the listener competition every week. Plenty of weeks here still remaining to get in there. If you're interested at all in trying to win a free trip to Vegas, just go to cmansports.com for more info and how to enter this week. Our week 10 winner was Jeff Hoffman, so congratulations, Jeff. And for updated standings, Pat brought another super strong week by notching 3 points. Bill, you got 2 and I got 1. So that means there is now a tie at the top with Bill and Pat both having 24. And Eric's got some work to do now as he's 3 back with 21. So
Jamie's going to be giving you some shit. Like,
I know.
That dinner is.
I know that dinner. That dinner's
it's slipping away, Bierman.
It is. Yeah. I know. I got to get it back in gear.
I got a cool text this morning as well from our great sponsor, Bernie DeLynn, who said Jeff Hoffman is one of his good buddies, and if he ends up winning the trip, that Bernie will be meeting us in Vegas.
Nice.
So it was pretty cool. Yeah,
that's awesome.
Apparently, he was super pumped to win this week, and to win this week.
I mean,
so
I get. It is amazing to me how many texts and emails I get each week. Like, oh man, I'm so close. Like, oh, I thought I had it this. Like, I mean, people are into it. It's kind of cool. It's pretty cool. Yeah.
This week, boys, if we're ready to dive in here,
let's do it.
Let's go.
I'm going to be honest with you. I went off the grid, but the football games this week are awful. Like, there's just not a lot of great games in NFL or college. So I went a little off the grid. So just get your thinking caps on here. We're going to get a little crazy. All right. So first question. The RSM Classic will be played at Sea Island Golf Club in St. Simons Island, Georgia this week. Last year, Mab McNeely won at -16. 3 players tied at -15. But check this out. In 2023, same golf course, Ludwig Oberg won it at -29. And 22 players were at -16 or better. Okay, so last year the winner was at -16. The year before, there were 22 players at -16 or better. So my question is pretty simple. How many players this week will finish at -16 or better? Klett, 11. Sanders, 8. Bierman, 2. Okay, we got a pretty good spread. I just went my lucky number because I just have no clue.
Same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I already said it, but the NCAA football slate this week I feel like is awful. I hate that so many teams play FCS opponents this late in the season, and this is that week when you got Texas A&M at 10-0 is playing Samford, 1-10.
Yeah, that's awful.
I mean, come on, guys. Like, what are we doing? So there are 3 games between ranked top 25 teams and an FBS opponent, so a Division I opponent, okay? And there's 3 games at -30 or greater. You have Ohio State -31.5 versus Rutgers, Georgia -45.5 versus Charlotte, Notre Dame -35.5 versus Syracuse. So my question is, what will be the biggest margin of victory by a top 25 team this week versus an FBS opponent, so a real team? Okay. Klett, 45, that's what I typed in first. Bierman, 52. Sanders, 49. Okay, so I got the squeeze.
Sandwiched.
Sandwiched. All right. Question number 3, NFL football. Again, not a ton of high-interest games this week in the NFL, I thought. But there are 3 NFL games as well with lines over 10. Okay, so you have the Seahawks -13 at Tennessee. Detroit minus 10.5 versus the Giants, and Baltimore minus 14 versus the Jets. By the way, New York football apparently blows. So my question is, how many NFL games will have a greater than 10-point margin of victory in week 12? There's 14 total games this week. Of those 14 games, how many will finish with the margin of victory greater than 10? So we all went 5. Will Sanders, lucky number 5. Question number 4. Wow, that's really crazy. I think that's the first time ever.
Yeah.
I think that's the first time ever. Okay, question number 4. Let's throw some ladies some love here this week. Okay. Final LPGA Tour event this week in Naples, Florida. CME Group Tour Championship at Tiburon in Naples, Florida. Last year's champ, Gino Fittipaldi, finished at minus 22. American superstar Nelly Korda finished tied for 5th at minus 15. In 2023, Nelly was tied 8th at minus 18. Okay, so here's the question. 60 players will tee it up and play for a record $4 million winner's check this week, which is pretty cool for the ladies. My question is, how many players will finish above or better than Nelly Korda? What? You're kidding me. 3, Pat again? Oh, okay. Bierman went 8. Pat and I both guessed 3. Okay.
I almost said 0.
I almost did too, because I really think she might win this week, but I chickened out. All right, question number 5. Last question. I don't know if you guys are. I'm not a huge fan of racing. Are you guys? Car racing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're all in the same boat. I have enjoyed watching Formula One, Drive to Survive. I have watched that on Netflix here or there and enjoyed it when I've watched it. It's been pretty entertaining the last 7 years. It's hard to believe that show's been on for 7 years. This year, as Pat just said, F1 is back in Las Vegas for the 3rd time. They will race 50 laps counterclockwise around the 3.8-mile street circuit. I was just down there a couple weeks ago, and the build out for this thing is insane. It is nuts to see it all down the strip and all over Las Vegas. So here's some stats. Okay, this is the 3rd and final race on American soil this year. In 2023, Max Verstappen for Honda won in 1 hour, 29 minutes, and 8 seconds. Okay, that was 2 years ago. Last year, George Russell for Mercedes won in 1 hour and 22 seconds. Sorry, 1 hour, 22 minutes, and 5 seconds. Okay, so 1 hour, 29, 1 hour, 22, the last 2 years. What will the winner's time be on Saturday night? Same circuit, same amount of laps. Klett, 1 hour, 21 minutes, and 6 seconds. Sanders, 1 hour, 24 and 40 seconds. Bierman, 1 hour and 22 minutes. Okay, I want it to be slow. Go slow, boys. Take your time. That's it, fellas. Nailed it.
All right, boys. Well, it is now time to get into Sandman Sports Hot Takes, brought to you by Double Take Salsa. Guys, this isn't the same boring salsa you grab off the shelf without thinking.
Mhm.
No, Double Take is craft-made salsa and hot sauce with fresh ingredients and the philosophy that flavor comes before fire. Every jar bursts with taste that keeps you dipping, and then the heat shows up just late enough to surprise you. For salsa lovers and flavor seekers alike, this is the real deal. Visit doubletakesalsa.com and give them a follow on Facebook and Instagram. All right, Mr. Klatt, you know what time it is.
All right,
It is hot take time.
Hot take time. Yeah, so Sunday I'm back to teaching a little tennis. So I worked a tennis tournament, a kids tennis tournament. And I only worked a couple hours, and I was helping out a guy, and I'm like, all right, I'll work the noon to 2. And I go into these tournaments, I'm like, just give me an easy time. I don't want to have to deal with angry parents or any of this or that. And it was pretty good. But I did have a dad come to me to the desk and asked if we were ever going to get like the Hawkeye technology to make line calls for the kids, because his daughter's opponent was cross-eyed, and his daughter is an angel and has 20/20 vision, but I feel like it would help the experience. No longer would kids be able to blame their losses on opponents' calls. It would also eliminate the animosity between the players and the parents. So I agreed with him. We talked about it, and I'm like, I think we're getting it soon. I think it's going to happen,
really?
but because the technology's there, it's very easy. You put an iPad on the side of the court, it'll make calls for you. It'll tell you if the last ball was in or out. So it's there. It's just a matter of purchasing the equipment and putting it out there and getting it approved through the USTA, the sanctioning body of kids tennis. But anyhow, then that night, Sunday night game, Philly versus Detroit, 3rd and 8, 1:50 left, pass interference call, blatant, terrible call that ended the game.
Terrible.
There's no way that was pass interference. If anything,
no, it was on offense.
Brown, it was offensive, if anything. And totally that needs to be reviewed and corrected, especially if it's that obvious. These refs, I think the refs just didn't want to limp out of Philly because Philly's full of pricks.
Because Paxton was waiting.
Because Paxton was waiting with a baseball bat, ready to take out kneecaps. So anyway, that's my first thought is on video review and how this technology can just help. It just make things so much easier.
Many cameras, Pat? How many cameras do you have to set up for Hawkeye? Is it 4? Would it be? You have 4 little cameras,
I think it's just one iPad and it'll cover it all.
You're kidding me.
Crazy.
Wow.
No.
God, that's crazy.
Anyway, other thing, a fun thing I because I'm basically out of Ben Harper and I'm out of our guillotine. And so for me, I was thinking about maybe doing the 5 spot or something like that, but I put a $200 from my Sandman salary that you guys pay me every year.
Nice.
Which is 3.2 mil per episode.
Right.
But I put $200 of that into a site, and I'm trying to do for the first time in my life in-game betting. Okay. And it's fun. So far pretty good. Yep. I'm going to try and be super disciplined and slowly build it like a Warren Buffett portfolio, right? Play the long game. And one of my first bets was Texas A&M down 30-3 at halftime to come back and win.
Yo,
yeah,
nice. What did that? What did
I picked it. I think I picked it. Well, I think I picked it at like 23-3. Like, so they were down. Okay. It was before the halftime, and I was like, "There's so much time left," and A&M's moving the ball, and South Carolina is going to find a way to screw this up. So I did, and it was like 6-1. It was like 6-1 or something like that. Then I was only doing $10 bet, like $10 bet.
Nice.
Just kind of trying it out, kind of getting a feel for this whole system.
And now you're hooked.
Well, I always feel like making bets pregame is hard, but if you watch a couple series and you get a feel for the energy in the stadium and how the teams are playing and how they look, I feel like you can kind of get ahead and get an idea of where this is going. So we're going to see it. So there you go. We're trying it. We'll see. But that's what I got for the hot takes.
I love in-game betting. Like, it's something I didn't think I would like when it became legal in Ohio a couple years ago. I'm not gonna get involved with that. I just want to bet the game beforehand. I've done my research. I know what I want. But there's something about seeing the teams. Like, you get a feel for the game when you're watching it, and like that's a great. Pat. That's a great. I like when favorites get down, like a decent, like even like 2 touchdowns. It just obviously sometimes it doesn't work out, but it does feel like more times than not they do come back and end up at least covering the whatever that new line is.
I think especially
that was a huge game for A&M.
Yeah, especially college.
Huge game for A&M. That was such a good comeback.
Massive.
That changed. That could have changed the landscape of.
Oh my God.
Yeah. That was crazy. I still can't believe it. Well, that's fun. So have you guys heard of the website Kalshi?
Yeah.
It's a prediction market game, and it's a different way to, let's call it, wager on things, but it's not considered wagering because you're just predicting things. It's kind of crazy how it all works out. But so a couple weeks ago, for Sandman Sports research, I logged in to check it out and put a bet down. My first bet down was Ben Griffin to win the tournament 2 weeks ago.
You love Ben Griffin so much.
I love Ben Griffin. I really do.
Do you write him fan mail?
No.
Did you go buy some
like
aviators?
a Stan
You should wear aviators
scenario.
every pod.
He's in Seattle. When do they ever have
when
sun?
I'm not on the pod, I wear the aviators all the time.
Yeah.
Ben's my boy. But I put it in there because he was in 3rd or 4th place, and so the odds were pretty good. And I'm like, well, he's obviously the best player that's in the mix. Anyway, I hit submit on the bet. Your odds have changed. So I was like, okay, I don't care. Whatever. I submitted at the new odds. Hit submit. Odds have changed.
Yeah.
Third time, I'm like, again, I don't care. They keep like adjusting the odds. But
that happens a lot, dude.
Fine.
Yeah.
So I hit submit. No love. And I'm like, all right, well, I'm just trying to get a freaking bet in here, guys. So, or not a bet, a prediction. And so I ended up taking Matty Schmid, who was right below him. Because again, I didn't really care. I wanted Ben Griffin because he's my boy. But that's what I was going to ask you guys is that constantly a problem? Because if you're trying to get your bets in,
it goes real fast. Time, I mean, you can do things like next pitch, which
Ben Griffin won the tournament. Ben Griffin won the tournament.
Nice.
Yeah, and I couldn't get my bet.
You couldn't get around it.
I don't know if you guys saw this, but there were a couple baseball pitchers who like their first pitch of the game was like dirt ball, and guys in like Puerto Rico
Cleveland
were making like 11 grand on the first pitch being a ball. And there are like you can wager in real time like the next pitch is going to be a strike, but you got to be it's got to be quick. You got to be quick.
Have you really?
Oh yeah.
I think
that's crazy.
Only when I'm at the game, not.
Can
like,
you?
I don't even think you can do it unless you're at the game because usually it's delayed. And so by the what you're watching is like now when you're at the game, obviously you can't. I bet you can't do pitch by pitch if you're watching it on TV.
They're making a move to make that you can't do big bets on that.
Yeah,
you should
completely, or you can't do more than like $10.
Yeah.
When I was in Vegas, I was doing the batter. Like, what will the next batter do or whatever? Because kind of to your guys' point, you're watching the game, you kind of got a feel for it. You see how the pitcher's throwing. You think Ohtani's coming up. Okay, well, he's due for something, whatever. But yeah, I didn't love it. I don't know. Anyway, I'll dive into my hot takes. I've got a few, but I'll try to roll through them pretty quick, Bierman, and set you up. Josh Naylor, boys, back in Seattle, 5-year deal.
That's
so happy.
Like him.
So happy.
Yeah. He's a good player, dude.
Yeah.
Good
nobody out here. We just had, the Mariners just don't do it. They don't sign the guys that they need to go back and re-sign. So super cool. Excited after the Seahawks debacle yesterday. It was nice to get that news. Boy, Huskies again, just dominant team at home and just absolutely dog shit on the road, as Bierman could tell you in that Michigan performance, then the Wisconsin loss. So anyway, just fun to see them.
You called it. They bounced back, dude. I actually ended up. I listened to you. I won a little bit.
Nice. Well, that's the only one I got.
I listened to your other pick, the Boston College
I know.
one.
Seriously, I was gonna say that when we get to Stone Cold Locks, but
that was a bad
gross.
one, man. That was
gross. That was terrible. Just a quick shout out, close family friend. So UW soccer. This kid Zach Ramsey, who's I would say Will's idol, probably in terms of like kids he knows that are now athletes and on their way to pro soccer. He got first team all Big Ten freshman last year. And then this year he made the all Big Ten first team as a sophomore. So last year was freshman team. This year's all Big Ten. So props to Zach. Super cool to see him just doing things in the sport. And he's just such a great kid and super pumped for him. Huskies are in the tournament and the women are in the tournament as well this week. So I'm excited to watch UW soccer this week. But last and not least, and I mentioned this to you guys before, when you asked me before we started recording, but my Mount Si girls made the Final Four of the Washington State 4A soccer tournament this week. So
that's huge, dude.
Farthest we've ever been in the tournament. It's just so freaking cool. This just great group of girls and great parents and just everything. Super fun. So Friday we play. Our biggest rivals, Issaquah, in the semis. They're 5-time state champions. We just beat 7-time state champion Skyline to get there. So
Skyline Chili?
Skyline like the chili, yeah. They're the Spartans. So super pumped. And
dude.
you guys probably, if you're watching this and you're seeing this, probably doesn't look too much different, but I've been growing out the Lucky playoff beard, like hockey style. And you guys can't see, this thing is long right now and it's driving me freaking bonkers.
Yeah.
But I cannot shave this thing until the end of the state tournament.
Is there any streaming of the games?
There is, yeah. I'll send you guys the information if you want to watch it. Yeah. It's on the website is NFHS, and I can't remember what it stands for, but National something High School. But anyway, they play a ton of high school sports all over the country, and you'll be able to watch our game on there Friday afternoon.
Awesome.
Or I guess evening your guys' time.
Good
so
luck.
Go Cats.
Good luck, dude.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Thanks,
dude.
man. Thanks. Yeah, looking forward to it. It's gonna be a fun Friday. Bierman, over to you, buddy.
All right. Well, guys, we have pro and college football, pro and college basketball, Major League Baseball, golf, hockey, all kinds of great women's sports, UFC, auto racing, lacrosse. I can even tolerate dumb ones like fencing and soccer. But guys, I have to draw the line somewhere. Bill mentioned something a few weeks ago here about something called Omega Ball, which looks
Did you watch it?
Genuinely. Well, no, it just looks genuinely terrible. But I got to tell you, I would much rather watch that than a sport I learned about last night, and that was featured on 60 Minutes of all places. I don't know if you guys saw this. I shit you not.
The boxing and the checkers.
It is a
or whatever,
sport
boxing
called
and chess
boxing.
Yeah.
And it is exactly what it sounds like. So I forced myself to watch the 60 Minute segment. And then I even did a little research myself today. And guys, I have an open mind. I really do. But not when it comes to stupid stuff like this. So I watched it, and yes, there were some nice moments, and I definitely better understand the sport, if we can call it that. A few facts first, though. Okay, so this was introduced via a French Gothic novel in the 1970s. A fictional novel is what introduced this sport. But in 2003, of course, the Russians decided that they will start doing it for real.
Stupid
Russia is by Russia is by far the best in the world at this sport, and they honestly take it pretty seriously. Believe it or not, it was actually a trial Olympic sport in the last Olympics, which just goes to show you how desperate the Olympics are. I will say it was cool to see one thing that they showed in this segment was that in the super heavyweight division of the most recent global competition where 60 Minutes was filming this, the U.S. actually upset Russia and won the medal. And the U.S. came in second with 9 total medals in this competition. But Russia, of course, still dominated. I also heard 2 great quotes in this segment. The quotes were, you can win by knockout or checkmate, which just cracked me up. And then someone asked, this was the best, did you win by hook or by rook? That's what we're talking about. That's what the sport has kept doing.
Bierman, can you give me a quick rundown of how this works?
No, I'm gonna yes.
Oh,
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so it is exactly what you think it is based on the name. So it consists of 7 3-minute rounds alternating between boxing and chess. It starts with chess and it ends with chess. 7 rounds. And if it doesn't end by either knockout or checkmate, then there's a panel of judges ready to decide who the winner should be. That is seriously a sport that was worthy enough for a 15-minute segment on 60 Minutes. I was floored. Now, it was a nice piece, and I do truly admire the men and women who do this, but for the love of God, I mean, what a dumb sport. We already have so many just awful and stupid sports that people can try. We do not need another one. And here's the kicker. Here's the thing I couldn't believe. It is all amateur. It is all for your country and for competitions and medals only. There is no prize money whatsoever at all in this sport.
I got questions. I got so many questions right now.
Oh, dude, it's I don't even know if I can talk about it anymore. But let's try to
do you
forget.
Do you mind if I just ask and we can take it out if you want to?
Yes. No,
What
go ahead.
all right. Okay. You start with chess. Are you moving your pieces with your boxing gloves on?
No. It's the boxing gloves are off. It's
and then you have to get them on every time.
You have to do it very quickly. Yeah. Then you got to get your boxing gloves on, and then you go. The board is like right next to the rig, and so you do that for 3 minutes, and it's timed.
So
and they're doing it really fast.
Speed chessing for 3 minutes.
Yeah, and then
you go in, you climb into the ring, and you throw punches.
And then you come right back, and people are like out of breath as they're trying to do the chess. And the funniest thing is, they have training regimens, and apparently Russia is taking this seriously. They have hundreds of.
I mean, these,
and
we know that.
But when they show all these, it's the boxing rings, and then there's like around the boxing ring, there's these little stations for chess, and then another boxing ring. It's
bizarre.
It's so stupid.
I think the question we got to ask ourselves is what sport would you like to see? Like, I would like to see basketball, hockey, boxing. Like guys on hockey skates playing basketball, or you know what I mean? Like, yeah, like it would it's just,
I thought you were going to say, what do you mix chess with? So what else would there be besides boxing that you could like have chess in between? Bierman, are you serious?
This is crazy. It was
I'm actually looking at it online.
And all these people are trying to like justify it, like, but chess is just the mental manifestation of what happens physically in the ring of boxing. It's just, I mean, come on, stop it.
Okay. Well, I've heard tennis is essentially boxing from 78 feet away with rackets. You're throwing punches. The footwork's very similar. It's very similar sport.
Dude, I think we mix risk with tennis. That's the next.
That's the next one. Operation.
Do we not have enough sports? Do we not have enough sports?
Bill, that is
Formula One. Formula One racing with operation. They go around the one lap, and then they got to get out and remove the kidney bone. And then they got to get back in the car, go around. Now they got to take out the funny bone.
No, it's like Hollywood. It's like are there not any good ideas left that we have to start recycling old movies and old TV shows? Sports, we have plenty of sports. If a new sport just emerges by itself that's organic, and it's fine, but we don't need to start making up sports that combine two things that aren't even that popular to begin with anyway. It's so stupid. So stupid.
Crazy.
So
all right.
My second hot take is, so guys, I got to give some love to Josh Allen. So I played against Josh Allen in one of my fantasy football leagues on Sunday, and he killed me. He scored 54 points in that league. I think it was the most single amount of points scored in fantasy this year. And how did he tally those? Well, he tossed 3 touchdown passes, and he ran for another 3 touchdowns. So that is the second time in his career he has done that. The second time that he has done that. No other player in the history of the NFL has thrown for 3 and ran for 3 in the same game even once. Wow. And Josh Allen has done it twice. I mean, just so freaking good, so impressive. I have some money on the Bills this year to win the Super Bowl. And one week I feel like I'm the smartest guy in the world and it's the best bet I've ever made. And then others I leave scratching my head because they just look so inconsistent. Allen definitely has not been as good this year as his MVP season last season, but he's still near the top in most significant quarterback category. So here's my question for you guys. This is my hot take / question, and let's have a little quick dialogue here.
How do they incorporate chess into this football game?
If you are starting a franchise right now and you have only 3 years to win a Super Bowl, so there's no development. It is you're putting a team together. You got to win it in the next 3 years. What quarterback are you selecting right now? Now, I have an opinion. Do you want me to go first or you want me to go last? Do you guys want to answer that first or do you want me to chime in first?
I just love that Pat calls him Jameson every time.
Jameson
Winston.
J-Mo, I'll take that's my no. Going back to the first question, if the drink at a bar, if she orders a Jameson,
yeah, you're like, oh,
shot of J-Mo.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's pretty bad.
Bierman,
Yeah. Who do you
I
guys
might have
got?
missed it. I might have missed it in your lead up there. But did you say we can pick Josh Allen?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, then Josh Allen.
Yeah. Okay.
100%.
I would absolutely pick Josh Allen. I think there's some others that are, but no, that's my point. Is absolutely Josh Allen. Is that who you guys would pick?
I'd probably take Mahomes. Yeah. I mean, I would take, but if I had, I mean, since you guys already picked him, I'll be a little contrarian. I'll probably take Pat Mahomes. Just
how old is Mahomes?
He's got it. He's got it.
He's not that old.
2017 rookie year. He must have been like 22.
Yeah, he's probably early
30s. 3
probably
good years
30.
left in
I bet
him
he's
for sure.
31.
Yeah, that's. I mean, it's not hard to argue. I mean, Drake May looks pretty special.
Well,
too,
so I think
Jaden Daniels would look great last year.
I think there are 6 possible ones. I did not include Jaden just because he's kind of been hurt this year. I think you could easily throw him in, but I think Mahomes is a proven winner as much as I hate
Lamar.
to admit it. So
it's like Lamar, the sophomore slump. You had Stroud.
The thing about
then the sophomore slump.
Stroud,
Jaden Daniels, sophomore slump.
The thing about Allen, I mean, he's just that dual threat that's so rare. He rarely gets injured, which I think is important, and he has done so much with less talent than all these other quarterbacks, with maybe Lamar Jackson being the one exception. Lamar's never been surrounded by a ton either. I mean, he's got Derrick Henry and Allen's got Cook, but from a receiving core and a tight end core, it's not been exceptional. But I think Burrow gets some consideration from me, but he gets injured too often. Yeah. And he's had studs by him. Now, he does not have a great offensive line, and he did take his team to the Super Bowl, which Allen has not done yet. So,
what about Matt
but
Stafford?
I still think I'd pick Josh. I wouldn't pick Stafford only because it's such a tight window. You got 3 years, and he's old. But I mean, I love Stafford.
He's still great.
I think you mentioned May. I think May, and then the only other one is Jalen Hurts that I think is a possible. But that's it. I think it's those 6 are the only ones you could even consider. And I think Allen is like, I think Allen's 1A. I think Jackson would probably be 1B. But I mean, I get Mahomes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Give me Josh Allen though. Love that guy.
Yeah. All right. And then finally, guys, even though Indiana missed covering against Wisconsin by a touchdown on Saturday, I'm still convinced this is one of the best teams in the nation, and I am loving this bet with Pat even more. But today, we are going to finalize that bet. So here's
10-7. 10-7.
I am going to give
Wisconsin
you
at halftime.
And
by the way,
we're all going to get involved with this. Okay, we are going to determine what this bet is right now. Okay. So in a minute, Pat, I'm going to give you 3 choices of what our bet should be. You get to remove one of them. Okay, one that you don't want, you remove. And then Bill is going to choose between the final 2, and that is going to be our bet. Okay? All right.
Okay.
Here we go. So, Pat, here are the 3 choices. You get to remove one. All right. Choice 1. If Pat loses when we are in Vegas for Nailed It, he loves these types of bets. Just hear me out. He must wear some sort of Indiana clothing at all times every day. It can be a t-shirt, a sweatshirt, a hat, whatever, but it has to be something different each day. You can buy it or borrow it from someone, but it has to be legit IU gear. It can't be stickers. It can't be paper notes. Man. And if I lose, I have to do the same thing, but for Ohio State. So I would have to wear Ohio State gear for 3 straight days out there.
That's way harsher.
Coming up to me saying, "Go Bucks," all this shit. And yes, if you have to buy the gear, I understand there's costs associated with that, but that's
I have a brother-in-law that went there. Yeah.
Okay.
He's got gear.
So that's 1. All right, 2. And this is a little simpler.
And the loser, this is if they make the Final 4, they have to make to the Final 4.
Yeah, the bet
right?
is the Indiana has to make it to the Final 4. That's the bet. Yeah.
Okay.
For me to win. Yep. Yeah. All right. Here's choice 2. The loser, when in Vegas, must place $500 worth of sportsbook futures bets on whatever the winner wants. It can be NFL next year, college football, World Series, NBA, any future bet. Up to $500. It can be all one bet, or it can be increments, of $100. But the winner gets to choose what the money is placed on, and both the winner and loser get to split the winnings. So both will have a vested interest, even though the winner gets to choose the wagers. And then 3 and 5. This one is just very straightforward. But the loser has to buy 4 tickets to whatever is occurring at the Sphere that week for the winner and loser and their wives. I'm assuming your wife is going. I don't know if your wife's going. Maybe you bring Bill.
How much money? That's a lot of money.
No, it's not. It wouldn't be more than the $500. I don't think. I mean, it depends. Well, hold on. Let me finish. We know for sure that the Wizard of Oz will be playing during the day. Those are no more than $100 a ticket, or $125. So that'd be the $500 right there. We don't know who will be playing at night yet, but the winner gets to pick which show. But the price and location of the tickets can be up to the loser. So you can buy. The tickets could be $200 for even a concert, but they wouldn't be more than that.
Will and I went to the Sphere and watched the Planet Earth movie. It's not what it's called, but it was something similar. And I don't want to say it was less than $100.
Yeah,
per ticket. So
Okay, so I'm not a fan. So I'm getting rid of the wearing stuff. I'm not a big fan of the wearing.
Yeah, you hate that one. Okay, I do.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
But remind me, what were you guys wagering on? I know Indiana to make it a certain distance.
Indiana has to make it to the Final Four of the
to the Final Four. Okay, that's what I thought. Okay, so
Yeah.
Pat said no Indiana to Final Four. Eric's betting yes to the Final Four. I like the futures one.
I do too.
I did too.
I'm glad. I think that'll be fun because both.
Yeah, and then it gives you a whole bunch of time.
We can talk about it on the pod.
Yeah. Good for content.
Okay,
good for content.
All right, that's our bet. That's our bet.
Cool. Nice. Love it, guys.
All right, guys. Well, it is now time to get into our Stone Cold Lock segment. Collectively, it was a meh week as the three of us went 4 and 5 total, and that included Bill. Pat, you guys each went 1 and 2. I went 2 and 1. So now our season records are Bill's still a very nice 21 and 14. Eric is creeping up there a little more each week. I'm now at 18, 16 and 2. And Pat, you're hitting a bit of a slow stretch, and you are now at 17 and 19 for the season. But hot streak is just around the corner. So get us going.
Away from positive.
God, it's just, I knew it too. What was I doing picking the Bengals?
Yeah, that was
all right. Rough. Well, I like that. I like that pick too, and that was not good.
Yeah, I know. It's just I got it. I got
division game.
Yeah, you
Flacco's
think so.
been good.
All the reasons, but then you just remember it's Joe Flacco. All right. So Falcons Saints over 39.5. That I feel like sometimes you get these games, division games on turf indoors. I think it's something's going to happen where maybe a punt return for a touchdown. Falcons Saints, they'll put up some numbers. They're starting to loosen up the offense, and
Cousins
Saints are
starting.
Cousins is starting. Yeah, he'll make it happen.
Penix out for the year.
Yeah. So give me the over in that 39.5. Not a big number. I feel like that's a for sure over. What about you, Bill? What's your number one?
Yeah, so you guys heard me say this earlier, but I'm just going to stick with my streaks on my Huskies. Unfortunately, they've been horrible on the road. Absolutely horrible. Jed Fish, horrible on the road. So I never can remember how to say the guy's name from Tennessee, the quarterback that transferred to UCLA. He's got kind of a tricky name.
Iamaleava. Yeah. He didn't play last week.
He may not play this week. Sounds like he may not play, but I'm still going to take UCLA plus 10.5 either way. I hope the Huskies win. They should win. But the other thing is all Husky fans will know as they hear me say this, but unfortunately, Pasadena has been a bit of a house of horrors for the Huskies over the past decade or so. Anyway, UCLA plus 10.5. Bierman.
Okay, I did not see one coming, but I get it. I like it. I like the trends that you're following there with Washington. They've not been good on the road. So
no, painful.
All right, guys, I am taking Army minus 9.5 at home against Tulsa. Tulsa is bad. They are 3-7. Their only win against a team with a winning record came way back in week 1 against FCS Abilene Christian. In their 3 losses against teams with winning records, they were outscored 117-48. They are also just 1-4 on the road this season. Their only away win came against 1-9 Oklahoma State by 7 points. They rank near the bottom in both scoring offense and scoring defense. They have a hard time stopping the run, which we all know Army knows how to do that very well. The game's in West Point. Despite their 5-4 record, Army's a very good team. They've lost to 7-3 East Carolina, 8-2 Tulane. They also dropped a tight one at home to North Texas, who's ranked. They have the 4th best rushing attack in the country. They average nearly 260 yards per game. They also rank 32nd nationally in total defense. So I think giving up less than double digits here is a very good value play. So that's what we'll do.
All right. My second one, I went Eagles 4.5-point favorites against the Cowboys. That defense is really good. What they did to Detroit.
That does seem low for that. Yeah.
The Cowboys are, that
They're
defense is porous and man, I think this is Eagles all the way. Yeah.
They're going to bring us home that over, I think, tonight, though, Pat. I'm feeling
they're rolling the Raiders.
It's 40 right now. It's a 40 right now. So
nice. There we go.
Yeah, the Eagles look pretty good past couple weeks. Their defense after the trade deadline,
they look totally different.
Yeah, look like a different team. They're starting to throw it a little bit to AJ Brown too, which seems like a good idea.
They force it to him a lot. I think it's because he bitches and bitches it. And they like. Force it to him, and it's like he doesn't really. I think
they
did
yesterday. No.
They totally look like they were forcing it to him.
I'm
not enamored with him this season. I don't feel like
we just have to. We'd have to hear from Paxton on like Philly and what, but AJ Brown has been so good. It's just always crazy to me when these guys kind of drop off the map. It's I don't know, strange, but anyway. And I like Devontae Smith too. Okay, my pick number 2. I'm sticking with my little Northwest rivalry games up here, but USC is at Oregon. The over is 60.5, Eric, and that's where I'm leaning. I just think both of these offenses are absolutely rolling right now. And their defenses are not very good. So I just think this is going to be an absolute shootout at Autzen. So give me the over 60.5.
Yeah, nice. I could see that hitting. For my second, I will take Miami, the Hurricanes, minus 17 in Blacksburg against Vatech. Miami is still a very good team, despite their 2 losses. Those 2 losses came against 7-3 SMU in overtime on the road and against 7-3 Louisville. Both solid teams. They have an impressive win against 8-2 Notre Dame. They're fresh off a 41-7 demolition of North Carolina State. In their 4 games against teams with losing records this season, guys, they beat those opponents by a combined score of 151-27, with the smallest margin being 19 against Florida, which is all to say they take care of business against bad teams, and Vatech is a bad team. Hokies are 3-7. They rank in the bottom half nationally in both total offense and total defense. Miami's had its their offense had its ups and downs, but Carson back, I gotta believe, is going to come strong. Their back is against the wall. They got to keep winning, and not only keep winning to make the CFP, they got to do it in convincing fashion. So I think they're going to keep the pedal down in Blacksburg. They're going to win comfortably. They also have a top 10 defense. They're going to shut down anything the Hokies try to do. So Miami minus 17.
Yeah. Did you guys hear James Franklin hired by Vatech?
Yeah. Is it official? I heard that it was
at least
close.
That's what I saw earlier. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Great hire.
Good for them. Yeah. It's a great hire. It's not going to help them on Saturday, but it's a great hire.
Exactly. Yeah.
My third one, I'm doing a homer pick. The Gophers, Minnesota Golden Gophers. I'm going college.
Row the boat.
Plus 3.5 versus Northwestern. All right.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I thought about that one. I consider that one.
Look, Gophers struggle versus good teams. They never play well against good teams. Ohio State, they get thumped. Oregon, they'll get thumped. But when it's mediocre teams, we tend to thrive versus bad teams. And that's when PJ Fleck looks good for a moment before he goes out and gets smoked. But like he really likes to beat up on the mediocre teams. And this is Northwestern, right? We're still talking about Northwestern. I mean, yeah, they've actually kind of they've done better this year than we anticipated, right? I mean,
definitely done better.
It's Northwestern.
Hey, they almost beat big bad mighty Michigan. I mean, that's
we're talking about Northwestern.
But we're talking about Northwestern.
Western, man. We're talking about
3.5 points. Yeah, give me the Ghosts in this one. This is PJ Fleck loves these games.
Minnesota has not played well on the road this season, but other than that, everything you've just said, I like. Like I do think it's a good getting.
I love the PJ Fleck call too, because all my buddies out there, they just not a lot of PJ Fleck fans out there at the moment.
He's just like he's trying to sell. What do they call it? Like a snake oil salesman or something? Like he's just like.
Well, he's kind of like a poor man's Luke Fickell, to be honest with you. Like he's just. I don't think he's ever going to take Minnesota beyond what they're at right now.
Exactly.
Exactly. Well, and maybe that's an impossible ask.
It's an impossible. Exactly. It's impossible.
That's. I actually think Minnesota, they should keep Fleck. Like I think he's fine. Fickell, I just don't think Fickell's a very good coach.
I still can't believe the Huskies lost to that team. Yeah. Still cannot.
And I think, I believe they're bringing him back next year. Already said they're bringing back Fickell next year. Yeah.
Good. Yeah. Michigan plays them, so that's awesome.
Hopefully the Huskies get a shot again. That game pains me. My third Stone Cold Block, boys. I stuck here in Seattle for this one. I got the Hawks Tennessee Titans under 40.5. And here's my rationale. You got two good defenses. Tennessee gave Houston all they can handle. Now, Houston's offense, Davis Mills, not great. I'm not saying they're world beaters by any means, but I just have this feeling the Seahawks are going to be a bit more conservative this week, knowing that they're not going to have to score a ton of points to win this game. And Sam Darnold coming off a 4 interception performance against the Rams. I just see the Seahawks winning this thing 20-10 or something in that realm. So give me the under 40.5. Go Hawks.
Was that your first bad Sam Darnold game?
Yes.
Yeah. So I remember with the Vikes last year, and it didn't happen till late. But you're just like, ooh.
But it was like he also bad, that Rams game.
He's like bad.
Yeah. He was terrible. I mean, there were some throws where you're like,
he doesn't go mediocre. He doesn't go mediocre. He goes.
No. What's so
Darnold.
crazy is you guys will know this as fans, loving your hometown teams. It's rare that you lose a game and you actually feel okay, because the Seahawks had a chance to win it. If you guys saw, now it was a 60-yard field goal to win the game at the end, and he wasn't close, but they turned the ball over 4 times.
And you still have
LA had 0 turnovers, and the Seahawks dominated the game. I mean, besides, not scoring, they had 4 field goals and then those picks. So no one out here is panicking, but Sam was not good in that game. That's for sure.
All right, guys. So finally, I'm going to take Brandon Lewis's Missouri Tigers getting 8.5 in Norman against Oklahoma. Great win by the Sooners in Tuscaloosa. Their defense is one of the best in the country. They are a lock for the CFP if they win their last 2 games against Mizzou and LSU. So they're going to show up for sure. I believe Missouri quarterback Bo Pribula will be back for this game, as all signs are pointing that way. But even without him, I still like this line and will still bet this game. Oklahoma is coming off a very emotional win against Alabama. 4 of their last 5 games have come against Texas, Ole Miss, Tennessee, and Alabama. That just takes a physical toll on any team. With Pribula out last week, backup quarterback Matt Zollers filled in admirably as the Tigers bounced back from their previous loss the week before to A&M. They beat Mississippi State by 22 points. Running back Ahmad Hardy ran for 300 yards, 3 touchdowns. He leads the nation in rushing yards, is 3rd in the nation in rushing touchdowns. even against a great defense like Oklahoma's. I like Hardy in this Missouri team. Missouri also sports a top 10 defense. So I just, it's too many points in my opinion. Missouri's a good team with or without Prebio. Now, I'd feel more confident if Prebio comes back, but I like this line no matter what. So Mizzou plus 8.5.
Nice.
Nice. Okay.
All right, boys. Well, let's get into the top 5 for this week. You will probably remember a few weeks ago, I ranted and raved about how Bruce Springsteen is one of the most overrated musicians of all time. And we have done bands before as a top 5 early on. I think it was in our 3rd episode was our favorite bands, but we've never talked about or ranked our favorite individual musical artists. So that is what we are going to rank today. Yes, I do realize all musicians have bands behind them, but we're talking today about these artists that are known primarily because of them, by their own names and because, as individuals, individual singers. So even though I can't stand them, feel free to throw Bruce Springsteen in there on one of
I'm
your
guessing you haven't seen the movie,
like.
Eric.
No, I will never see that fucking movie. It can be male, female, past or present, any genre. Just your 5 favorite individual singers or musicians of all time. All right, Pat, kick us off.
Whew, this is tough. I'm still like, as you're doing the intro, I'm still shuffling and figuring out who's gonna make this. This is not easy, and then part of it is like they might not be like my all-time favorites. I might not listen to them constantly, but there's something about them that, like, well, I don't know. Let's start with number 5. All right, and number 5 for me is gonna be Adele, and here's why. It's mainly,
wow.
and it's not because I never
good.
listen to her. I never will pick up and listen to her, but to hear my daughter sing Adele is like,
nice.
It's the most amazing thing. And so anytime I hear her songs, I'm like, oh, she's fantastic. She's an incredible singer. Would I sit and go turn her on in the car? No, but it's more of a sentimental pick.
Okay.
Anytime,
dude, she's
like
good.
That.
So good. She's so good.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that would be my number 5. Give me Adele. Number 4, man. I'm still struggling with this. You guys, this is such a tough one.
Few honorables.
Give me Bob Dylan. Give me Bob Dylan.
Yeah, he made my honorables. I thought about him.
And he's and it's because he has so many different types of songs too. Rock, folk. He can do a lot of different kind of styles of song. And he's been around forever. He's classic. He's been around forever. Legend. So yeah, give me Bob Dylan at number 4.
Didn't he win a Nobel Prize or something? Am I remembering that?
Yeah, I think
didn't he win for poetry or something?
Vietnam War song or something like that?
Or was it? I don't know.
Yeah.
But
yeah. The movie was awesome. Timothy Chalamet.
I haven't seen it, but I would like that one. I would like to see.
Yeah, I thought it was great.
It's good.
So my number 5, I don't know if I've done this. I haven't pulled the Bierman multiple 5A, 5B out, but I'm just got to do it.
To.
Okay, so I got to do it.
Well, in that case, I got like a.
Okay, I was gonna say I thought you were gonna go that route, but I listed number 5 as my guilty pleasures. Okay, and this is a little bit sentimental, like Pat said, in that the first 2 that I'm going to talk about make me think of my daughter. Right? She likes these, and therefore I listened and kind of got sucked in. But would I put them on when it's just me in the car? Never, probably not. So my 5A is Twiz, Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
She's just such a talented artist, and Sydney just loved her music, and all my soccer girls, we put it on at practice a lot. So Taylor Swift. The second one is Justin Bieber, who I'm telling you guys, this is a guilty pleasure. Justin Bieber's got a lot of catchy songs, and this is another one where the Biebs. Yeah, I would never put Biebs on, probably, unless if I'm at the fire though, sitting with Sydney, and that comes on, I'm never changing that song. So the Biebs.
Nice. Wow.
And then the crazy. This is a 5C, which I know I'm going way out of bounds here, but this is my guilty pleasure hall pass girl who is Halsey, who I love. Halsey. So that's my 5C. No more needs to be said about Halsey. I just love her voice. And then my number 4 is the Dave Matthews Band. According to Eric's rules, you know the band by the lead singer, in this case Dave Matthews. I couldn't tell you a single other person in the band. But he just has so many good tunes. I love his music. It can translate in a lot of moods that I'm in. I've seen him at the Gorge, which is that outdoor amphitheater on the Columbia River in Eastern Washington, a few times with groups of buddies that go every year around Labor Day did for years and years. So a lot of really, he puts on an electric show, usually finishing it with All Along the Watchtower by Jimi Hendrix. Just absolutely phenomenal.
Actually, Bob Dylan.
Then, and Bob Dylan, right? Yeah, there you go.
It's
good
Bob
tie-in.
Dylan song.
Bob Dylan song. And performed by Jimi Hendrix, I guess.
Anyway,
Bill,
we're gonna give you a pass just because he did have a solo album, but it's pretty much a band, right?
Yeah,
Dave
I don't
Matthews
know.
Band.
Is it? But everybody
we'll
knows
let it
him
slide
as Dave
he
Matthews.
did have a solo. He did have a solo album.
That one.
Well, my number 3 might be pushing it too. I don't know. We'll see.
Okay, what's all right? We'll let go. We'll let go. All right, guys. So my number 5. Well, before I even get into my number 5, I gotta set it up a little bit, guys. I'm not gonna lie. I'm an old school music kind of guy. So while I enjoy and can tolerate some of the newer acts, almost all of my selections are going back to the last century. So just prepare for that. But I will start. I'm going to start with a little patented Bierman 3-fer. And I'm going.
Here we go.
Nice.
Guys are
I'm going with a few. This is my country music number, because I feel like there are way many more individual artists in the country world than the rock or pop world. So I'm getting my country fix out of the way here and listening here. So first, I'm going to go with Garth Brooks. He's been doing it since the late 80s. I've seen him in concert once. He's awesome. There's very few of his songs I don't like, although I will say, wasn't a big fan of his Chris Gaines alter ego thing that he introduced in the late 1990s. But hey guys, I even have a bonus. I'm going to list my favorite songs from each of these people. So for Garth, I do have to go with Friends at Low Places. Like I know that's like his, but I do love that song. And That Summer is a song by him that I absolutely love. My number 2 in the country music genre would be Toby Keith. Seen him in concert twice, actually. I love all that he did for the military, how patriotic he was, just dozens of songs that I love. My favorites there are Should Have Been a Cowboy and Courtesy of the Red, White, and Blue. And then my number 3 would be Luke Combs, who's newer to the scene. He's definitely the most modern singer on my list. I've seen him in concert twice too. My daughter introduced me to him years ago. And just another one with a lot of great songs. He just doesn't have quite as many as Toby or Garth, and Where the Wild Things Are and When It Rains It Pours are my 2 favorite songs from him.
So that's your 5, 4, and 3?
Yeah, and then my number 4, no. You just relax. Okay?
Your face.
You can bring your honorable mentions up at any point.
I'll
okay. All right. Number 4. Going back to the 80s with this one, have never seen her in concert, but wish I could have. She was Taylor Swift long before Taylor Swift, one of the most famous female singers of all time, and pretty freaking hot back in the day. Gotta go with the Material Girl herself, Madonna. Despite her awful judgment in dating Jose Canseco, I can look past that and value her for her music. So, and for her favorite songs, Cherish and Vogue. All right. What's your number 3 and 2?
All right. Give me number 3. 3A.
I like strike a pose. Striking a pose, Bill.
Give me Neil Young. Neil Young at number 3.
Dude,
love
that's
Neil
another
Young.
good one.
He's fantastic. He was fantastic when I saw him in concert a few years ago. Still got it. He's
you mean from Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young, Pat? You mean the band Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young?
Yeah, but he had a more prolific solo career.
Don't try to justify.
Yeah.
That's like saying Bob Dylan. Bob Dylan doesn't count because he was in the Traveling Wilburys.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're just gonna name bands, I mean, let's just bend the rules. It's just whatever.
Neil Young, definitely go to. never, songs don't get old for me. And then
Classic.
number 2, I went with Van Morrison. Van Morrison.
Wow, dude!
If you go deeper into Van Morrison,
dude, you're good, man.
He's got some good stuff. Astral Weeks. He's got a number of really good albums. Even his newer stuff is kind of fun. So yeah, give me Van Morrison at number 2.
Nice. I have 7 for my number 3. So
I was gonna say.
No, but this one's maybe pushing it a little bit. But I went with Tom Petty, and I hope you guys will allow me to forget about the Heartbreakers for a second. But no one knows the Heartbreakers. No one can name a single other person. So Tom Petty's my number 3.
That one's acceptable.
He's just an absolute legend. I mean, so many great songs. Reminds me of my dad. My dad was a big Tom Petty guy. Grew up listening to it, and just classic artist, gone way too soon. My number go ahead, Pat. You were
I was gonna say, well, I'm glad Eric approved that because that's my number 1. But yeah, go ahead.
Oh, okay, perfect. Oh, very nice. Yeah,
it's a 2, awesome. Pat. Yeah, we got it.
Yeah,
mine too.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
okay,
nice.
So I was a little ahead of the game. So I mean, yeah, Petty's just. I mean, you guys,
dude, he's
you can go
amazing.
down. It's funny. I love doing a little research on things like this. Today I was just listening to tunes from some of these guys, and on Apple Music they have what's called Essentials, and it's basically just a playlist of the artist's top songs. Tom Petty, you can listen to that guy for hours. The songs just go. It's forever.
When we get to number 1, I'll talk a little bit about.
I'll say no more.
I couldn't agree more with you.
Yeah, I'll say no more because you guys both love him too. My number 2 is my most recent artist. This is another one. My daughter Sydney was telling me, Dad, you got to check this guy out. He's so great. You're gonna love him. I know you will. And I didn't for a long time for whatever reason. And then we're sitting around a campfire maybe last summer, and I throw it on, and his name's Noah Kahan, and I just absolutely love Noah Kahan.
Dude, he's fantastic. Dial Drunk is one of my all-time favorite songs. Like,
yeah, and he doesn't have a ton. He doesn't have a huge catalog of music yet, but he's so talented. He just seems like a cool dude.
What's the other one? Stick
Summer of the Sticks or something?
Stick Season. Yeah. Love that one too. So Noah Kahan is my number 2.
Yeah, he's so good, dude. So good. All right, I'm going with just another classic one. I'm not sure. I think it's John Mellencamp now, but
the Cougs.
The Cougs. Now, this guy's been around since the late 70s. I love that he's from Indiana. He's a Midwestern boy. I also
love Indiana.
I do love it. He's gonna help me win this bet. I'm gonna freaking play Johnny Cougar.
Cougar Mellencamp.
I like Mellencamp.
I do love that he changed his name back from John Cougar. That his managers at the time forced him to use that name. Once he got a little bit of popularity, he went back to his real name of Mellencamp. I don't know. I just always like that. But what I don't like is I've never seen this guy in concert. I love concerts. I've seen so many acts in concert.
He just played Farm Aid.
One of my favorites. Yeah, did he? I mean, dude, he's been around.
How old of a guy is he now? He's got to be in his 60s.
Oh, right? he's in his 60s. Yeah. He's So I just love him. And Small Town Cherry Bomb heard so good. Or I know those are very popular, but they're my favorites. And number 2 goes back the longest on this list. This guy started back in the late 1960s. I got to go with Elton. Seen him once, just so freaking good. Probably the most songs on this list that I love. Although I will say I did not love his biopic of Rocket Man. I thought it was a little out there and just a little depressing. I don't know. It was weird. But I love Your Song, which was one of his very first hits. Rocket Man,
Madman Across the Water is great.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. He's good.
He's got a million. Yeah, he's good. So, all right, Pat.
Nice. Hit us.
You and I both have the same number 1. Yeah,
the album Wildflowers is so damn good. Produced by Rick Rubin. There's a good documentary on the making of that album, and it is hands down one of the best albums of all time. And I'm gonna go through my honorable mentions just real quick though.
Yeah,
Dean Martin, right? Love the Rat Pack. You give me some Dean Martin. Nina Simone. I don't know if you know Nina Simone, but that's a great voice. and I'm feeling good. Sinnerman.
I thought you were
mean,
going to
she's
say
classic.
Nina Cherry. Wasn't she the one who did
Nina
Buffalo
Simone.
Steelers?
Louis Armstrong, guys. Louis Armstrong, the gravelly voice, La Vie en Rose, he's classic. Luciano Pavarotti is also one of my favorites, and George Strait was my last honorable mention.
Oh, nice.
In the country genre, I like George
Strait. No Weird Al. I thought
no. But it's tough. It's tough to say. Like,
dude,
I don't know. I still don't think Dave Matthews counts, Bill. I think that's a band.
Yeah, Bill.
When your name is the Dave Matthews Band.
Bill,
if you guys saw my notes,
your whole top 5 is under protest, Bill.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. It's fair. I knew it. I actually, you guys saw my notes. I put Dave Matthews and then in brackets band. So I was like, I knew that it was a little suspect, but yeah. And the other thing I realized too is going through this is I'm a much bigger fan of bands. I actually had to dig kind of deep to not to come up with 5, but just in music, I'm just a much bigger fan of bands, I suppose. So anyway, my number 1 is Chris Isaak, who is another one that my dad
game we play.
Just that video.
Dude, that video is a great video.
That video is my dad turned me on to Chris Isaak way back in the day.
Sit and listen.
He has more than one song.
Dude, no, I don't think so. I think he's got different versions of Wicked Game.
It was my dad who turned me on to him way back when, and my dad was big into cataloging his music, and so we had CDs back in the day. I mean, he used to have reel to reel that he would play when I was really young, records, vinyl, all that. But then the CDs, and so he had every album, artist, and then the songs, and he would mark, I like this song, this song, this song, and this song, so that he could play his setup. He could just, what we do now without even thinking about it because of playlists. But anyway, Chris Isaak was one of those, and I was just a huge fan. And so I've actually seen him in concert. It's 4 or 5 times, and he's just an awesome performer in person too. And he's definitely
play the Fall in Love song again, and he'll just play it like 5 times.
You wonder, don't you ever think too, these guys probably are just like they're so sick
of it,
of playing
their one hit.
Everybody's waiting for that song. But anyway, Chris Isaak, I absolutely love the guy. Super fun to see in little venues.
Cool.
So Tom Petty is my number 1, and it's actually interesting because if you had asked me to make this list before he died, I'm not sure he would have even made my top 5. I don't know. It was something after he died, I just started paying more attention to his music and listening to all of his music, and I couldn't believe how many hits he had and just how much I really enjoyed his music and many of his songs. It's very sad to me that I never got the chance to see him in concert. I would have absolutely loved that. One thing I was thinking of, guys, and maybe please tell me if I'm wrong here, but like, I don't mind. In fact, I like in most cases when like tribute bands sprout up, and I've seen like Billy Joel and Elton John, for example. I mean, we're talking about individual singers, like a lot of people who replicate them. I've never seen a Tom Petty like tribute band or singer. Have you guys?
I've seen one. I've seen a band that does a bunch of covers, and Tom Petty will be
that's
one
what
of them. But they're not that's not their. We're just Tom Petty.
No, I mean
cover.
I'm talking about like that's all they do is that, and I just have not seen that, and I'm sure there is bands out there that do that or people, but and Refugee and The Waiting were always two of my favorites. Although I also, there's so many. I love all of his songs, honestly. All right, boys. Well, that was another super fun top 5. Thank you for bringing it strong there. Another awesome show. Very well done, gentlemen. Of course, thank you to everyone in Sandman Nation for joining us and listening. We appreciate you all. Be sure, please, to check us out at SandmanSports.com and follow us on social media. We would love to keep it going today, but sadly, it is time to exit Sandman Sports. Have a great weekend, everyone, and enjoy the games. Peace out and take care.
Good luck, everybody.